Hey everyone, my name is Shalu Sharma. I am a life skills trainer, a special educator, and for the past 25 years, I have been working in the field of inclusion and diversity, extensively using my knowledge as a designer and an artist to use visual art therapy for mental well being. For the past 5 years, I have entirely been focused on the age group of 16 and above, whereas I am working closely with corporates and trying to find pathways to open employment and employability in the inclusive workspaces. The reason why I'm here talking to you today is that I really want to focus on the need for imparting soft skills for our young men and women. Over the years, my learning has been that as parents, we are just so focused on academics that we miss out on opportunities to teach them soft skills. Now, soft skills is a term that we've heard often enough for it to boggle our minds. Like, what is soft skills? How do you go about teaching soft skills? We've heard it so much. But what I have tried very consciously to do within my own organization, which is Evolure Solutions, is that to have a very robust, very thought out, very systematic curriculum where we have worked out some tried and tested ways to teach our young people soft skills. Currently, even after the lockdown, we have about 70 students enrolled with us. All of them are over the age group of 16, and we have very, very consciously tried to teach them these relevant skills which are absolutely necessary no matter what job they do. Now, I don't want people to get confused between the hard skills and the soft skills. And I'll give you an example. Skills like punctuality is a soft skill. So you need to reach on time wherever you go. And then when you reach on time to that workspace, you could be doing housekeeping or retail management or IT management or graphic designing or assistant teacher or any kind of arts and crafts also. It doesn't matter. But punctuality is a soft skills, and data entry is, let's say, a hard skill. So here at Evolure, our focus is mostly on soft skills, and we try to impart those skills to young people which I feel are relevant no matter what job they do. So what we've done here is that we have broken down our soft skills into three large areas. One is social skills, which allows them to get along with people. Number two is work skills, which makes it easier for them to transition from their home or their college to work. And the third is life skills, which are applicable in every sphere of life. So I want parents to really understand how we do these, how do we go about imparting these life skills and social skills and work skills. Please understand that no matter what age the child is or the youngster is, you fall under four large categories of space. You could either be home, you could either be in school, you could be in your community, or you could be at work. Now, when I teach a soft skill, I make sure that we are empowering the young person to be able to depict or practice these soft skills in all these four areas. So, punctuality translates in different terms at home, which would mean waking up and getting ready. It would translate into a different term in community, means you reach a party on time, or you reach a wedding function on time, or you reach the bus station on time. In school, it is you reach school on time and you transition from class to class on time. And at work, it means, of course, reaching to work on time, but also meeting deadlines. So punctuality is a soft skill that the young person must learn to usefully depict in all these four areas, right? When I say soft skills, it means those skills which are not tangible, which are mostly abstract and a little tricky to assess, and even more trickier to gauge whether the student has learnt it or not. So what we have done is that we have a very robust baseline assessment so that we know where the student is when he or she joins us. And then we move on to teaching the skills where we feel the gaps are there. And then at the end of the term with us, and even through the term, we do regular formative assessments that whether the student is learning or not. When I say social skills, which is a first part of soft skills, we are teaching them how to deal with people, how to get along with people, how to maintain friendships, how to be a good friend, how to show empathy, how to be self-aware, how to know your strengths and weaknesses, how to know how to listen, so on and so forth. When we talk about life skills, which is a second large part of our soft skills program, we teach them how to understand time management. We teach a huge amount of financial literacy, and we teach them how to travel, we teach them how to pack, we teach them how to do the hundreds of things they need to learn about information and information technology to be able to navigate their way, especially in these times. And the third are the work skills, which are very typical to work, which would be how to take negative feedback, how to understand hierarchy, how to stay focused, how to take instructions from a supervisor, how do you talk to your peer, how do you talk to your colleagues, how do you talk to your boss, how do you talk to somebody who just takes you in a cab. So knowing that, and also understanding gender sensitivity and understanding what personal and public space means. So working within these three parameters of social skills, life skills, and work skills, we try and take our students through a lot of experiences and exposure so that they are able to practice these skills in real time. A lot of time parents have come to me and asked that should we make them do 10th, should we make them do 12th, uske baad kya subjects kya leke dein. I always tell them that regardless of the subjects your son or daughter takes, regardless of whether he clears secondary or senior secondary, the soft skills are so essential for progress in life. And when I say that yes, we want them to get a job, it doesn't end at that. When I talk to parents and when I am looking at what my plan is for the student, it doesn't just end at acquiring a job. I always refer to a job as a career. There has to be a progress. We can't just put a student in a job situation and say, now it's done, I can relax, take it easy. Because my academic skill or my hard skill can only take him so far. To progress beyond that, to be able to move in a upward direction in your job, to be able to happily go to work, to be able to make friends at the workplace, to understand how am I contributing to this large wheel of life in this organization. Those are the areas in which soft skills become really essential. So I urge parents to think of the larger picture of independence, of being happy, of being self-aware, of understanding how am I contributing, and keeping these things in mind. Please very consciously make sure that your young people are getting the soft skills. Because what I have seen happen in inclusive schools as well, where you have been really blessed and lucky to send your young people to your young son and daughter to schools which are inclusive, and they found this beautiful peer group that is so accepting, the teachers are good, they make friends with their classmates. But what happens is that after 12th is over, this peer group just moves to colleges overseas, and suddenly there is no peer group for our young people who were going to inclusive schools. And then I've seen parents struggle with finding friends. Please understand that friends are an essential part of our life. And for so many of our young people within our diverse needs community, we will have to teach our young people friendship skills. We will have to teach them how to make friends. We will have to teach them how to be good friends. And we will have to teach them how to maintain being a good friend, how to take friendships to the next level. They would need just that little bit of help from us. And for this, things like social skills come into place. We might approach all our vast network of well-wishers and people that we know and get a job for our young people, but for them to happily go to work, to contribute meaningfully, to be able to get paid for what they have actually done rather than just charity, to be able to progress, to be able to make lasting relationships in their workplaces, they have to have the social skills. They have to have the work skills. They have to have the life skills. Just teaching them how to do data entry is not enough. It's not enough. We have to prepare them for rigor. We have to prepare them for hard work. We have to prepare them for reality of life, that yes, there are times when you go to work, somebody is going to tick you off. तुम्हें डांट भी पड़ेगी और तुम्हें समझना पड़ेगा that having that little feedback from your superior, from your supervisor is not personal. We'll have to make them strong. We'll have to teach them things like how do you combat bullying at workplace? How do you deal with infatuations at workplace? Are we even looking at all these things? So whereas I absolutely agree that hard skills are essential, but what happens is that for years hard skills have been taught and we just don't find time to teach soft skills. We just don't think soft skills are important, and then even if we know that soft skills are important, we just don't know how to teach them. Yeah. For me, if I'm teaching, say, math, it's so easy. I have such clear-cut goals that this is 1, 2, 3, 4 things I have to teach in the next 1 month, and then I have to take test. And if the student is able to get 2 plus 2, 4, I can tick it. Yes, but how do you measure self-esteem? How do you measure? Can he take feedback? How do you measure? Does he understand punctuality? How do you measure whether he has understood the concept of personal space? I see most life skills trainers working in the field of diverse needs and special educators really struggle to put a structure to something as abstract as a soft skills. And here is where I really pride my organization, Evolua Solutions, and our team, who has really put down a very concrete lesson plan and very clear-cut deliverables so that we are able to absolutely track and measure the progress of a student or an intern in these areas. So parents, while I want you to celebrate your students, your boys and girls, your sons and daughters who can really read and write and have learned a skill and have done their schooling, it is fantastic. You know, it's not a small feat that they have been able to do this, but please also start focusing on the social skills, which are very important. And I want all the parents and all the teachers who have progressed in their career and have gone in from the bottom to the top, please understand what has helped you in that progress. It is your social skills who have made you a successful person in your career. After some time, it stops mattering what your core training has been. It is those non-tangible, those abstract skills that are so important to lead a meaningful, happy life. So please start looking towards imparting soft skills to your young boys and girls, to your young sons and daughters. And please understand that after 16, 17, they are adults. So whatever you're trying to teach them has to be in the context of an adult person and not childish. Don't talk to them like a child. Don't give them lesson plans that have been made keeping a child in mind. Don't make them read books. Don't download worksheets that have been made keeping a child in mind. The context of the learning has to be that of an adult. So please treat them like adults, treat them with dignity, and they would learn to feel dignified, and you will see how their self-esteem is going to grow. So that is it from me today. This was a generic talk on the importance of soft skills and how we can teach soft skills and why it is so essential to start thinking about teaching soft skills earlier on. Don't wait for colleges to be over. Don't wait for them to get into a job and then figure out, oops, I neglected to teach the soft skills. Thank you very much for listening and for lending me your ear. Bye-bye. I'll see you again soon.